Hey, shalom, shalom. This is Brother Abu Bayath. Come back at you, Lord will. This time with a correction video, Lord will, with an edifying correction video through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, Bashim Kakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, the elder bishops of Great Millstone, who rule very well, very beautifully. So I get double salutation to the Akim out here, pushing this gospel truth and sincerity to the best of their ability, given to them by Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect scattered abroad. May the election of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai will fall upon their houses. And again, like I said, this is a correction video. I'm gonna play this video real quick, because there was a part I had spoken on while we were doing our lesson yesterday, and I got a little bit I got corrected on it, and I got a little bit more edification on it, and therefore this is what this video is about, centered around correcting on what I said. So I'm gonna play this little clip of basically what I said and how I broke it down, and then we'll go through the proper breakdown of it, right?
Jeremiah chapter 50, and we'll read what is that, verse 10 again? Yeah, verse 10.
Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 10, and Chaldea shall be a spoil,
Right,
all that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith the Lord.
right. Go on.
Because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage,
Right,
because ye are growing fat as the heifer at grass,
right.
and bellow as bulls, your mother shall be sore confounded.
Your mother is not America called what? The mother of harlots? America, Babylon the Great, the mother of all harlots, the mother of abominations, paraphrasing. This is talking about America. It says your mother shall be sore confounded, man. It's talking about America, man. Go ahead.
And reads, your mother shall be sore confounded, she that bare you shall be ashamed.
Right.
Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be as a wilderness, in a dry land, in a desert.
Meaning America is going to be a fucking plain, man. What is that in
All right, so that was the point right there, man. And then in that last, the point, on what I want to talk about is Jeremiah 50 and 12. So I'm gonna grab that, and we're gonna break it down properly. This is Jeremiah 50 and verse. I'll start at verse 10 where I started at, and then we'll work our way down. It says, "In Chaldea shall be a spoil, and all that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith the Lord." Now Chaldea goes into the wise men of Babylon, sort of like the scholars, or what I mean. Someone also has like the magicians and witches and warlocks, or whatever you want to call them, of Babylon, man. So that would be the Chaldeans, man, the wise men of the Babylonians, right? But still, nonetheless, they're still Babylonians, right? It says that shall be a spoil, all that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith the Lord, right? Verse 11, because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O you destroyers of mine heritage, because ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass, and bellows as a bull. And that's talking about America being glad and doing, and you're basically taking pleasure in what they have done to the Lord's people, man. Now here's the point. Verse 12 is where the correction starts. It says, your mother shall be sore confounded. Now, the your, who it's talking about, says your, basically when you say, oh, you're pointing a finger at somebody and say your, that your that this is talking about, or that the finger is being pointed at, is talking about America, Babylon the Great, right? And it says your mother, right? So Babylon the Great's mother, right? Now we go back into the history on that, on ultimately where, America was basically created, so to speak, or conceived, so to speak. Going to history right here, this is on Wikipedia. It says the American Revolution. It says the American Revolution was an ideology and political revolution that occurred in colonial North America between 1765 and 1791. The Americans in the 13 colonies formed independent states that defeated the British in the American Revolutionary War, 1775 to 1783, gaining independence from the British Crown and establishing the United States of America, the first modern constitutional liberal democracy. So in a sense, this is on a large scale, an emancipation, from, like in today's world, man, when you're younger, you're not yet 18, let you be like 16, 17, you're able to take care of yourself, you're able to go on. What do? You go to the courts, you get emancipated from, your parents, so to speak, man. And this is basically what it was. There was an emancipation from America was being emancipated from the British, man. Which is the mother of America, right? When it says your mother, meaning Babylon's mother, America's mother, is going into UK, Britain, man. And then, in 1776 is when, July 4th, 1776 is when America had signed that Declaration of Independence, right? Would be basically signing that emancipation, from the UK, man. So let's grab that word emancipated. The word emancipated goes into set free. It says free from custom or social restraints. It says free from traditional social restraints. All right, so America was also ultimately emancipated from the control of, the rule over of, or the rule of the UK, man. Which again will be that mother that it's talking about. So just to ultimately correct that, when you go back to Jeremiah 51:12, it says your mother, that mother being the UK, which is the mother of Babylon, mother of America. It says your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. Which that is talking about America, man. America, as it says in Jeremiah 51 and verse 13. Jeremiah 50 and verse 13. Keep reading. It says, because of the wrath of the Lord, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate, which is going to be what? That wilderness, that dry land, a desert, right? It says, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues, right? And just to prove that, more, Isaiah 13, where it talks about America is going to be a desert. Isaiah 13, I'll start at verse 19. It says, in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees, excellency, shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, which Sodom right now, Sodom and Gomorrah, and guess what? They're a desert right now, man. So it's basically comparing, what Sodom and Gomorrah, what the Lord had done to a wicked rulership, to what he's going to do to another wicked rulership, which would be America, Babylon the Great, right? It says, it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation, neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there. That's going to Arabia, is going to these other nations, coming and basically setting up shop in America and sending that money back home to, basically, fund their family back home, man. Because it's the American dollar is losing value now, but back then, that American dollar had value, man. And it had more value than their local currency from wherever they're from, man. So basically it would be like a huge come up, man. It says neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. It says, but the wild beast of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. It says, and the wild beasts of the island shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant places, and her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. So basically this is proving that America is going to be that desert and that dry land, and that wilderness, because again, you got desert creatures dwell in what? The desert, man. So that's further proof on that last part of Jeremiah 50 and 12, talking about America, whereas in the beginning of the first half of that precept is talking about the UK. It says your mother, talking about Babylon's mother, which is the UK, is going to be sore confounded. Yeah, man. So I figure I just go and correct that, man. For fear, for fear of the Lord, man. Having any of that, low leaven, man. Scripture tell you that low leaven leaveneth the whole lump, man. So the Wadi Bashim Al Shai for having mercy upon me, man, to be able to have a chance to go ahead and correct that, man. Lord will, it was edifying. Lord will, y'all were edified as well, man, because I know I was. You know, so again, Lord will was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem El Shabbat Shem Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who rule very well, very beautifully. Double salutations to the Akim out here pushing this gospel in truth and in sincerity. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect scattered abroad. May the election, Yahweh Shem El Shabbat, Lord willing, upon our houses. I want to say, Kwame Shalom, let it Shalom.